The problem child does it again. Everyone knows how Jake Paul is always looking for drama in order to keep his audience engaged, right? Well, it looks like he went too far this time. In today's video, we'll be going over the virtual jabs that Jake Paul has been throwing at Tommy Fury, along with some other news surrounding the problem child. So without wasting any of your precious time, let's get started. To start with, Paul can't resist taking digs at Tommy Fury. First of all, congratulations to Tommy Fury and Molly-Mae. The Love Island star and Fury announced over the weekend that they're expecting their first child. In all honesty, it would have been weirder if the problem child hadn't reacted to the news. Jake Paul quoted the tweet about the duo's good news, writing, "Shocking, Tommy usually pulls out. This means, well, you know what that means." The X-rated joke was a reference to the two fights that never happened. The rivals who began their exchange on social media were first scheduled to fight in December 2021 in Florida. But owing to Fury's forced withdrawal due to injury, the Tampa fight was called off days before the actual date. The rematch between 23-year-old Fury and 25-year-old Paul was scheduled for August 6th, but it was called off once more because Fury had trouble entering the country. He was prohibited from taking a flight to New York for a pre-fight press conference. The reason behind the pullout from the second clash appeared to be because of Tyson Fury. The older brother was denied entry to the United States a few weeks before because of his connections to suspected Irish crime leader Daniel Kinahan. Anyways, Jake strongly believes that he will wipe the floor with Tommy, making the fight his last payday from boxing. Next, the fans' reactions. If you check a Twitter thread to know what the fans might think, well, then you better brace yourself. You're either going to find pictures of Heisenberg marked as sensitive content, or you're going to see some ratio wars. Don't worry, we did the heavy lifting for you. While most people found the joke hilarious, many also targeted Jake for not having any shame. What else can you expect from the problem child? A congratulations? Some believe that such topics should be left outside of rivalries. Everyone is better off that way. Let's see how or when Tommy will stir the pot, even if he chooses to. Coming up, Tommy's baby gender. As the pregnancy announcement spread across the internet, fans started getting excited about the gender of the baby. With that, Tommy Fury and Molly-Mae may have accidentally revealed the gender of their unborn child. The couple, being excited, were on a late-night shopping spree when they dropped a hint on the baby's gender. Supporters of Molly-Mae and Tommy Fury think they know the baby's gender after the pair uploaded a photo of their grocery cart from a late-night Tesco run, which contained a pink rattle. The hint in the shopping cart leads followers to believe they have seen her first bump photo. Some fans believe they're having a girl because the pair previously stated that they do know the sex of their baby, even if the toy may still be for a boy or be a gift for someone else. Moving on, the recent chronicles of the problem child. After the second fail, heavyweight Hassam Rahman Jr. was called as a replacement, but unfortunately a disagreement regarding weight ended in the cancellation of this fight as well. The YouTube sensation turned pro boxer returns to the ring against UFC legend Anderson Silva on October 29th. Even though Silva is 47, this is still going to be the toughest bout for Paul. The fight is highly anticipated as Silva holds a 4-1 boxing record, beating former world champion Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. last year. Shortly after, the Brazilian also knocked out Tito Ortiz, the UFC veteran. Silva is now off to make the biggest buck of his career, fighting Paul, who hasn't lost yet. The fight will be at the Gila River Arena in Glendale, Arizona. Coming up, Paul moving down in weight opens many chapters. Even after Fury crashed Paul's FaceTime, trying to reignite the fight flame, it looks like the fight isn't going to happen anytime soon. The problem child has also stated that it's better for Tommy TNT Fury if they don't fight because it's going to be very humiliating for the Brit. Anyway, the YouTube star has ventured quite a bit, around 190 pounds, in his career and is looking for a change as he progresses through fighters. Jake has decided to move down weight in an attempt to land bigger fights. Paul has also been calling out the notorious Conor McGregor for a while now. Who knows what might happen if Jake drops weight? On the positive side, Nate Diaz, who just made a legendary exit after finishing his contract with the UFC, talked about a possible encounter with Paul. Jake also had previously called out Nate. Let's see where this goes. Conor and Nate both have fought at 170 in their UFC careers, and that is why Jake wants to climb down to 175 in his hunt for bigger fights. He thinks Tommy Fury pulled out due to the specific reason, as Paul was a bit heavier than him and Tommy didn't want to risk that. Now, in other news. First, Eddie Hearn suing Jake Paul? Jake Paul is facing legal action from Eddie Hearn. The CEO of Matchroom Boxing has sued for defamation, alleging reputational harm as a result of Paul accusing Hearn of buying judges in a recent interview. According to TMZ, which broke the story on Friday, this is the case. According to Hearn's lawyer, Frank Salzano, there was a thin boundary between opinion and offensive lies. Jake Paul deliberately violated the line, both legally and ethically, when he falsely accused Matchroom Boxing and Eddie Hearn of rigging fights. Paul was still given a chance to withdraw his slanderous words, but he refused. Given the value and goodwill associated with the Matchroom brand, as well as the negative nature of Mr. Paul's words, he'll now have to deal with the legal repercussions of his acts, with Matchroom and Mr. Hearn seeking damages well above $100 million. What's more, the Paul brothers are at each other's throats again. After implying his sparring partner beat up on his younger brother Jake, Logan Paul sensationally called out his own brother. The two have had a long supportive history of backing each other up, but also have acted out of rage, crossing limits when they were beefing. Despite a close relationship, Logan has broken his silence once again, saying Jake should really stop badmouthing him. Jake has previously called Logan a fake fighter, which doesn't really sit right with Logan. Logan recently disclosed that he believes his brother and he are headed toward an unavoidable clash. They would eventually push them onto the canvas. Being a little irritated by Jake's words, he revealed that Jake's the kid that got beat up by Logan's sparring buddies. Logan said to the American outlet Showtime, "My dad does not want us to do that." Logan is presently trying to build a career in wrestling, but he believes it's unavoidable. He thinks that Jake and he are going to be beating the crap out of each other in a ring in 2 to 4 years. "I think it'll be one of the most historic fights ever," said Logan. "It's their mother who pushes them to promise never to do it. But Pam, mother, the fans really want to see that." But again, Logan supports his brother and whatever drama he wants to stir or create. A problem child and a podcasting Pokemon card collecting maverick. That fight really would be something, wouldn't it? Lastly, Yoel Romero wants to humble Jake Paul. Jake Paul is someone Yoel Romero wishes to come across. Paul has shown interest in fighting the multiple-time UFC title challenger and current Bellator contender Romero, who's back in action this Friday. Paul has experience fighting in the boxing ring against MMA legends. He just defeated former UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley twice in a row, and before that, he had defeated Ben Askren, a former ONE and Bellator champion. Regardless of Paul, it is Romero who wishes to compete before the chance slides away. Romero hailed from a boxing family and was a multiple-time world champion in wrestling, as well as a silver medalist for Cuba at the Olympics. His father attempted to get him to pursue boxing, but he ultimately chose wrestling. Romero declared that he wants to fight and compete in boxing. "I'd want to participate in 1 or 2 boxing matches. One of my greatest dreams would be to see myself in a boxing ring," said Romero. He said that Paul needed a reality check. When MMA Junkie asked Romero who'd he like to fight, Romero responded in Spanish, "That same kid, Jake Paul. Yes, yes, him. He needs to get humbled." That's a wrap for this video. What do you think? Was Jake's X-rated joke a bit much? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one. Bye.